this spring on that. And we've also managed to reduce the ones in poor condition shown in kind of the gold. By this fall, when we complete all of our resurfacing and preservation projects for the year, we would expect that the pink will be completely gone. The gold should be almost gone. We may have a couple that are still in that route, but we would expect the green, the excellent roads, to have increased dramatically even from what the spring of 2024 shows. Another thing that we did, our resurfacing year started out in April with the 2023 micro seal that had not been able to be completed last year because the weather turned cold and the contractor was unable to finish. That was completed in April. It was a total of about just over 25 lane miles, and that's a list of the roads that were done during that part of the project. In 2024, the asphalt roads that were approved, you've seen this list before. There's a total of 25 lane miles that are being resurfaced with asphalt. Some of those roads you can see were already asphalt and they're being overlaid. Others are chip seal surface and they're being overlaid with asphalt to improve the roads. That project started on July 22nd. They're roughly 1/3 of the way through the number of roads, the mileage that should be completed, and they should have that done in the next couple of weeks. It kind of depends on weather and exactly how the job goes. Once the asphalt is completed, we will ask the pavement marking contractor to come in and stripe the micro seal roads from 2023 as well as the asphalt roads, and that should happen in the next couple of months. We also are almost ready to start chip seal. We talked to the contractor today and they are thinking that they will start by next Wednesday. That is weather permitting, and that they finish up the job that they're currently working on elsewhere. But that will probably take 3 to 4 weeks to complete. And here's a list of those roads that are being done under the chip seal program. Most of them are already chip seal roads that we're just resurfacing and improving during that time. There are a few gravel roads that will be chip sealed and that will improve in that way. And then the final leg of this project this summer is the micro seal that's supposed to be completed for 2024. There's a total of almost 50 miles, 48 lane miles that need to be micro sealed. That will happen sometime in September. We're still waiting for the contractor to let us know exactly how their schedule is going to play out and when that will be done. And then once that micro seal is completed, we will also ask the pavement marking company to come back in and stripe those roads this fall hopefully before the cold weather gets here. We have a map here just to give you a little bit of a visual of how many roads we're resurfacing or preserving this summer, throughout the summer and early fall season. The roads that you can see here in red will be resurfaced in asphalt. Blue is the chip seal roads. Micro seal, we've included both last year's and this year's micro seal, and you can see those in the various colors. By the time we complete just the 2024 micro seal, asphalt, and chip seal, we will have resurfaced or preserved about 15% of the county roads, which I think is an excellent number. We're making good progress on doing that. If you add the 2023 micro seal roads that we were not able to complete last year, it's up to more like 18%. Just a quick timeline. This is more or less what our year looked like. We started in March after the pavement condition index had been completed, to prepare the roads in various ways for the different types of surfacing they were going to have. In April, we completed the 2023 micro seal project. In July and August, we'll be seeing the asphalt resurfacing started and the chip seal resurface starting. By September, we expect to see the 2024 micro seal going on and start on the pavement marking for the completed micro seal and asphalt. And then by October, we should see the last of the pavement marking being done. And so this is a screenshot of a map that is on the Road and Bridge website. It's an interactive map. It shows in red the roads that are planned to be resurfaced in some way. If you click on the road, a pop-up will come up and it will tell you whether it is micro seal, chip seal, or asphalt for the year. And as those roads are actually completed, we will update the map and those roads will show in green so you can see the kind of progress we're making over the next couple of months to get those completed. And with that, I will be glad to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much. We certainly appreciate the hard work of the men and women out there who are taking care of our roads, and certainly this is shows just how much that hard work is paying off. So certainly, I think we all are thankful for your department and the workers there for putting together such a good report.
Thank you. I will pass that on to the ones that are out in the heat all day long, every day. They're the ones that deserve it. So,
Tough day to be out in the field.
yes, it is.
Commissioner Withington, you were seeking recognition?
Thanks for the update. So we're confident that we're going to get 100% of the roads done this year that we've planned for?
Yes.
Okay.
Commissioner Lawson?
Go back to your first slide, if you would, please. That's it. No, I'm
This
sorry.
one?
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. So you're saying now you're saying as of spring 2024,
Yes, that's how the
We-
roads were rated this spring.
that's how they were rated.
This spring. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Because I have to say, and first of all, I appreciate you very much. You come so prepared. You always answer our questions, even if they're, like mine are, sometimes a little aggressive in asking. You're always very professional in the way you handle it. And I've appreciated you, and I wish you all the best when you leave us. We will miss you.
Thank you.
On this, I gotta tell you, I don't know who made this up, but I'm out driving these back roads a lot. I don't mean it to sound like that, I guess. But most of my friends live in the rural areas, so when I'm out and about to visit friends, I go over a lot of roads. I see a lot of bad roads. I mean bad roads. Bumpy, full of holes. I don't know where this big 27.7% is coming from, or the 37.5 on the good, but I don't see those roads out there. I don't know who made this up, if they were out driving them, but I can give you a list, and I'll be happy to do it, of some horrible, horrible roads that we've got out there. I just don't, this surprises me, I just have to say. It surprises me very much. And of course, I got to ask you the important question: where are we on Rhine King?
That is a question you'd have to ask legal.
Huh?
You'd have to ask the legal department on the status on that.
Are we out? I thought Rhine King was going to get done. We had the money set aside for it.
No, that's still the plan.
It's what?
Yeah, Counselor, please put on your mic.
That is still the plan. The case is still in litigation, as we've discussed, but that is still the plan to get it done this year.
So what if it goes till December? Then these people
Well,
aren't
the
gonna get-
lawsuit's definitely going to continue. I mean, it's been on with the judge for some time. I don't want to get into too much detail about the lawsuit, of course.
No, I don't. I'm not asking you to do
But
that.
I think we have a plan in place that will allow it to get done.
Well, that's not good enough. I apologize. I don't mean it to sound like it sounds, but you know, that's a prime example, a damn prime example. You make commitments. We set aside the money in the budget. In fact, part of the money that we gave the prosecutor, the rest was to go to Rhine King. What was that in? Last year or January of this year? Or I don't know.
It was
a
done
long
early.
time
It was
ago.
done earlier this year.
Yeah.
I know what I know the funds you're talking about, and those funds are still set there and waiting to be done there on that stretch of roadway. And as the counselor said, we are planning to do that, but it's a day-by-day question, and I can't, until I have something a little more definite from legal, I can't tell you I can't say guarantee that we are able to do it this year.
I know you're kind of caught in the middle on that, but bottom line is, we did the prep work on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, I'll tell you what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to make this commitment. When these people call me, I'm going to give them your number, because I get the fanny chewing all the time because this stuff isn't done. Not just this road, many roads, and I just take the heat for it. And in this instance, I have no control over it whatsoever. We tell the people we're going to do it. We set aside the money to do it, and then we don't do it. We start it, and then it's just all held in abeyance. So I I'd like to see that moving along and get that done. And I will send a list of the roads that I find that are almost undrivable, if that's the proper word. So, but, thank you.
No, can I say, we have done everything that we can to prep those roads, and they are, as I say, they are ready to go. I just can't guarantee that they will, what's going to happen with them, but they're ready to go. And in all fairness, we are just now getting ready to start chip seal, so that was one of, those roads were some of the last roads that we prepared, so they would also be one of the last roads that we chip seal. So we still have several weeks before we have to decide one way or the other, or before we can say for sure what's going to happen.
And you did say it would be August.
Yeah.
And so they were elated when they saw the prep work being done. They said, oh, finally, at last, we're going to get this done. So, yeah, okay, thank you.
Commissioner Johnson, I believe you're next to be recognized.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for this report. Those numbers look really good. I really like that. And I will tell Commissioner Lawson something you won't tell her probably in public, but I'll tell this to her and everybody else who's out there, and I say it all the time. If you have a complaint with a road, just go to the website and click on Report a Concern. And that way it goes straight to you guys.
Please
and
do.
you guys can get that list going. Yeah. With that in mind, do very many people use that?
Yes, we get a number of, it's not always just road complaints, it's also complaints about brush that's growing, or, of course, potholes are a common complaint.
Yeah, do you have any numbers in general about how many people are using that?
I don't know off the top of my head. I know that I would say it's a day, we get something daily.
Well, good.
So,
good.
yeah.
Because that's where I send everybody. It's just, you got
Please do.
You got a problem with the road?
That's the fastest way to get to us, and I can guarantee we'll see the request as soon as it comes in, so.
I sent my wife there a while back, and it got done within 2
good.
weeks. So I appreciate it.
Okay.
The other question I had, so that interactive map that you were showing, that I know that I just got to it on the website here. It took a while to get there. Is there any way to put that under the quick links on the Roads and Bridge page?
Sure.
That might not be a question
sure
for
we
you,
can.
but and I don't know if it's an easy thing to do or not. If it's not, then no big deal. But I like that. I think that's a great tool. And I think it'd be nice if people can get to it. And maybe I'm wrong, but the way I got to it, it took a couple of clicks to get there. And because I was specifically looking for it. But somebody who doesn't know that it's there, I would think having it right there in the quick links might make it nice.
Okay, we'll see what we can do to
That's a
make it
really
more accessible.
Okay, that's a very nice tool. I really like that. That's all I have. Thank you.
Commissioner Wagner. Oops, excuse me, let me get back to it. There we are.
Thank you. Once again, great presentation as usual. I expect nothing less.
Thank you.
One question and one suggestion. The suggestion to the comment earlier by our colleague, if the next time we have, for whatever reason, a closed session, can we just dump ranking on that schedule too, so that we know what's going on with that? If you don't mind, even if it's a short little thing, if we have a reason to go into closed, let's just throw that on there, and I think that would be great. Question, and it just goes back to the answer that you gave to Commissioner Withington's question concerning the how sure we are of getting everything done. Sometimes that assumes perfection, and with weather, I question that sometimes. So my question is just as far as weather and temperature in particular, when it comes, just as a reminder, when it comes to micro seal and some of those other things that we're doing a little bit later in the year, I can't remember what temperature you've got to hit in order to apply it, but I seem to recall that there is a temperature that if you go below it, it's not going to take. Can you?
Yes, and I don't remember the exact temperature. It's somewhere around 45 or 50 degrees, I think. Do you remember? Is that right? I have a confirmation over there, so yes. One of the reasons why we're waiting on the micro seal until this fall for this year's micro seal is because we've asked the contractor to use a heavier duty seal coat than what we have in the past. And the way it sets up, the hotter it is, the faster it sets up, and it becomes almost unmanageable if they set it in August.
Yeah.
And so that's why, and they ask us specifically, can we wait until September to start the micro seal so that we can manage it, so we can put it down, it'll go down smooth, and we'll have the kind of results that we all want.
Yeah, and I get that, and
So,
understand that.
and I suppose if it turns to 30 degrees by September 15th, we'll be in trouble, but beyond that, we should be okay.
Well, let's hope not. I just
Yeah,
know
let's hope
sometimes.
not. We don't need an early winter.
In an effort for contractors to make certain dates, when the weather does something strange and they do it
Right.
anyway, then something crazy happens to what they've laid down, and then you're going back over. So I'm just trying to manage some expectations with
Yeah.
that question. So,
That's always a possibility, but we think it's unlikely, highly unlikely.
well, I'm with you. I'm in your camp on that one, but thank you. Appreciate it.
Are there any questions or comments? That being the case, that will end this discussion unless there's anything you'd like to add to sort of cap it off.
Nope, just looking forward to finishing the work and bringing back a report in a couple months that says we're done, so.
Thank you for a good report and a
Thank you.
professionally presented report. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. That brings us to County Administrator comments.
Just one item, and that is the next meeting of the commission will be next Thursday, August the 8th, here at 6 o'clock, here in the chambers.
That brings us to Commissioner comments. Commissioner Johnson, we'll start with you this evening. No comments? By the way, handsome facial hair, always a great thing. Commissioner Thompson. Commissioner Carpenter. Proceed.
Thank you. Just want to say, I hear that, and maybe this is another Kevin thing here, but I hear that the city's cracking down on parking around these parts, which is probably a good thing. But to the extent that that causes any traffic or parking concerns for folks working around here, I just thought I would offer up the idea, and you all can mull it over the next week, of donating our commissioner parking spots back to the employees so that they can utilize them, especially if parking is getting tighter around here. I am parked over there right now. It must be a busy night on the square, and I know Commissioner Johnson's parked over there as well. But often there's some empty spots available that they're not always being utilized. And so anyway, think about it if y'all are willing to perhaps donate those back to the employees, or at least mine, and I'm happy to donate mine back. Just might make everybody's life a little easier. So other than that, that's all I got. Hope everybody is having a good summer.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Withington, do you have any comments this evening? There you go.
My parking spot's not up for donation, it's up for sale, so. No, but seriously, I've already told staff they can use my parking spot. I never use it, so anybody that needs it can use it, so.
Commissioner Lawson,
Yes.
there you go.
During the week, anybody that wants to use mine is more than willing. You can go ahead and use it. I have no problems with that, if it'll help our guys and gals. One thing I understood was, this has been a number of years ago, there was a big hoo-ha over parking. When you're parking on the side of the, not over by, say, the jewelry store or anything, but when you're parking right in front of the courthouse, the agreement back then was that is county. And it's county out to, I thought the way that it was done was the middle of the street or something. And if they want to write tickets on the other side of the street, or they're, a problem with parking over there, that's fine and dandy, that's Liberty's. Around the courthouse is ours. And they were not supposed to write any tickets. Do you remember that? It's been a while.
I don't remember the resolution, to be honest.
Yeah, well, the resolution was they couldn't do it back then. Now, things may have changed, but if they give me a parking ticket, all hell's gonna break loose, because I was of the impression that that is county. So if you have an opportunity, maybe you could look into that and let us know what the disposition on that was, please. Other than that, I think that we should all be very proud of our athletes in Paris. They're kicking fanny and taking names and doing very, very, very well. All that dedication they have to put in to have that ability. In fact, one of the young ladies that used to be the manager at the trap range is shooting on the American team, and she made the finals. Didn't get a chance to see whether she made it, into the medal stand, but I think it just makes you real proud to be an American.
Commissioner Wagner? All right. Commissioner Johnson, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, just a quick follow-up on Commissioner Lawson's comments. If I'm not mistaken, and Councilor, maybe you can chime in, I think law enforcement get their authority from the state, and they have the authority to arrest and cite anywhere in the state. They're not limited to just the city that they're hired by, which means I don't think that we can dictate to any law enforcement agency that they can't enforce a law in the county.
I think that's a reasonable interpretation of what I think it is. Parking is going to typically be codes and an ordinance. I don't know that the state is going to get involved at the parking level. Obviously, from a practical standpoint, it's difficult to have two sets of rules for parking, and there's a practical reason to want people to be moving in and out of buildings, particularly this building, when people are coming in to interact with their government. But I will take a look at it and we'll see what we can come up with.
Thank you. I don't have very much to say about parking. I have one question of a counselor, and that is, given my ability to park well and all that, where is the impound lot where they take bad cars?
I don't know that they tow ever. I think they may write tickets, but I don't think they ever tow.
Okay, that's good news for me.
I don't know. They used to be $2, and so it was worth it.
Anyway, the comment I did want to make, apart from that rather odd comment, is that obviously Election Day is coming up Tuesday. I would urge all citizens to become involved and informed voters. Please make sure that you do exercise the God-given right you have to have authority over your government. This government and all other governments is something that should not be taken lightly, and I think everyone should take extremely seriously. And I hope that we experience a good turnout. It's always gratifying when people show up to vote. So thank you very much for that. If there are no other comments, oh, your mic is on. I just want to make sure. With that, we are adjourned. Thank you.